The letter in the jacket pocket. On a cool Sunday, Lily leaves the library and walks toward the small public garden beside the square. She is carrying a blue notebook, a paper bag with 2 apples, and a gray jacket over one arm. The sky is pale. The stone path is still wet from recent rain, and the benches under the trees are almost empty. Lily likes this quiet place because she can sit for a few minutes before going home. At the far side of the garden, near an iron gate and a low wall, there is a wooden bench beside a flower bed. A round table and 2 metal chairs stand outside a closed tea shop across the path. She chooses the bench near the wall, places her notebook and paper bag beside her, and folds her jacket across her lap. A small breeze moves the leaves above her head. Somewhere nearby, a bicycle bell rings once, then the street becomes quiet again. Lily opens her notebook and reads 2 pages for her English class. After a while, she closes the notebook, reaches for her jacket, and feels something stiff inside one pocket. At first, she thinks it is a ticket or a receipt. But when she slips her hand into the pocket, she touches an envelope. She pulls it out slowly. It is a cream-colored letter envelope, thin and a little old, with 1 folded sheet inside. There is no stamp, but on the front someone has written in dark blue ink. For Daniel. Please read this today. Lily blinks. The envelope is not hers. She looks at her jacket again, then at the bench, the wall, and the path. She is sure this is the jacket she wore last week, but she does not remember putting any letter in the pocket. She opens her bag and checks quickly for anything else unusual. Nothing. Just her notebook, her phone, and the apples. So where did the letter come from? Then she remembers. The day before, she had met her friend Emma at a small second-hand clothes sale in the community hall. Lily had tried on 2 jackets there beside a long table, a chair, and a wall mirror. Maybe this jacket had belonged to someone else before. Now the letter feels more serious. For Daniel. Please read this today. Lily turns the envelope in her hand. She does not want to open another person's letter. But if it was hidden in the pocket of an old jacket, maybe Daniel never received it. She looks toward the tea shop across the path. The chairs are empty. The round table is wet. Behind the glass door, the room is dark. On the wall beside the gate, there is a notice board with local papers, music lesson cards, and club messages. Lily stands up and walks there with the envelope in one hand. Maybe she can leave a note. But then she pauses. Daniel is a common name. A note on the board would not help much. She returns to the bench and sits down again. For a moment, she studies the envelope more carefully. In one corner, there is a tiny printed mark from the community hall. That gives her an idea. She puts the envelope safely between the pages of her notebook, picks up her jacket, and walks back toward the hall. The community hall is only 2 streets away. Inside, the front desk is still open. A clerk with silver glasses is putting papers into a drawer beside a lamp and a folder. Excuse me, Lily says. I bought a jacket here yesterday, and I found this letter in the pocket. The clerk takes the envelope and reads the front beside the desk, the lamp, and a small shelf. For Daniel, she says softly. Lily nods. I think the gray jacket may have belonged to someone who never got it. The clerk looks thoughtful. Yesterday we sold clothes from the lost property room. Some jackets and bags had been here for months. That makes Lily even more curious and a little sad. Is there any way to find Daniel? She asks. The clerk points to a shelf full of old boxes and folders. Maybe. We keep small records when we can. Together they check one box, then another on the shelf beside the desk, while Lily keeps the envelope in her hand. In the third box, they find a card with a simple note. Gray jacket. Left after youth music evening. Owner may be Daniel Reed. Lily smiles at once. Reed. That helps. The clerk nods. Yes. Daniel Reed used to come here with his sister for guitar lessons. I remember his paper folder on that shelf. Do you still have a phone number? The clerk opens a folder on the desk, turns several pages, and finally shakes her head. No number. Only an address from last year. She writes it on a small slip of paper at the desk and hands it to Lily. It is not far, she says. 2 streets past the bakery, near the post box. Lily thanks her and leaves the hall with the envelope and the address slip. She tells herself she is only delivering a lost letter. Still, her heart beats a little faster as she walks. The building is old but tidy, with a red door, a brass bell, and 3 flower pots on the front steps. Lily checks the paper once more, then rings. After a short wait, a teenage boy opens the red door with one hand and looks out from the dark room behind him. He has dark hair, tired eyes, a gray sweater, and one hand on the brass bell plate. Hi, Lily says. Are you Daniel Reed? The boy looks surprised and keeps one hand on the door. Yes. Lily lifts the envelope and folded paper. I think this belongs to you. For a moment, Daniel does not move. Then, he takes the letter and envelope very carefully in his hand near the flower pot by the door, as if they might break. Where did you find this? He asks. In a jacket pocket. I bought the jacket yesterday at the community hall. Daniel lets out a quiet breath and looks down at the name on the front. I lost that jacket last winter, he says. He opens the envelope, unfolds the paper, and reads silently on the stone step by the flower pot and the red door. When he finishes, his expression changes completely. The tired look leaves his face, and a small smile appears. It is from my sister, he says. She wrote this before she left for music school. We argued that week, and I never saw the letter. Lily waits quietly while Daniel reads one line again. She said she was sorry, he says, almost to himself. And she asked me to write to her. Lily smiles. Then maybe you still can. Daniel nods slowly and holds the paper in both hands. Yes. I think I can. He looks up at her with real warmth now. Thank you for bringing this. Lily glances at the red door, the flower pots, the bench by the wall across the path, and the letter in his hand. It felt too important to leave in a pocket, she says. Daniel laughs softly. You were right. When Lily walks back toward the square, the sky is clearer, the stone path is brighter, and the whole day feels different. She had only planned to read on a quiet bench near the wall. Instead, she found a letter, a name, and a small unfinished story waiting inside a jacket pocket and an envelope. The bench, the wall, the stone path, and the sky no longer feel ordinary to her.